Hello, hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good wherever you are right now. So, as always, we are starting here the daily bindrune where I do my bindrune here live on Twitch. As always, if you like this kind of thing, check my Instagram account. And without further ado, let's see. So, today we are doing a bindrune for a person that wants to get back to exercise and self-care routine. So let's see what we have for the rooms. So first room that we have for today's mind is Soil. Whoa, very good one, we have to say. And Manas. Okay, so we have Soil and Manas. Let's see what we can do with both these rooms. Okay, so as I always have been done, we'll just create here a new layer and start to do something here. And most probably I will try to follow something that we did on the other day and that I really like it, but we'll kind of do that together with with the with Manas. So let's just think here what we can do. So we did something like that. I really like the idea, and we could tie Manas together here maybe. Let's just thinking how we can do that. If there is one very interesting possibility here is that, let me just think in this way here first. I do the same here, something like that. And then I can, no, it starts to become quite too complicated. Hello. So no, this does not really work. So let's try to see how we can tie Soilo together here in a good way with these Manas. So as always, I want to give more focus on the Soilo. So if I do something like that, duplicate this guy and turn it a little bit, we have this kind of shape. Okay, if I just go here and try, let's go back to have the kind of mirror thing. If I go here, I could, yeah, that's actually some good possibility. I could use this line here as part of the Soilo, of the Manas, sorry. And then what happens that I can turn something like that. And then I can use the Soilo over it so it's kind of stays in a good shape. Okay, so let's try to do that. Let's just put myself here in a better position. It's a little bit crazy. Okay, perfect. Let's try it. So, how are you people? How are the things? How we are preparing for the weekend, right? So, let's start to do some play here. First of all, let's do this line here. As I said, I always try to pass directly. I don't have problems with that. And then I just go and start to clean up the lines. Okay, now we'll duplicate this line here, turn it so we have it on the other shape, so we can see already here the manas form itself. And let me just check my Instagram account, because I have the feeling that I did this something like that recently. Yes, I did, but it was with other runes. Should we repeat this kind of pattern? I'll say that yes. Let's see what will happen, because it will still be a little bit different. Will it? Yeah, because on the other one, oh, the other one, it was not manas. That's the interesting point. It was basically because I mirrored some Raido, and that's what caused the impression that it has this kind of shape. So let's continue here. Good. So I have here a kind of basic format to do some manas with this mirroring. We just have to see how we'll put Soilo here, especially because, as I said, I want Soilo to have a kind of more proeminence, let me put this way, than the other one, than the manas. So yeah, we'll see what we are able to do here. We'll do one thing here. Let me change the way of mirroring, because then we can easily go over all the shapes here in all the corners using just the rule in one position. Okay, so now let's remove the rule. Oh, I thought that I removed the rule. Now we can clear the lines here. Okay, now let's go over, and we have this line here. As you can see, I'm passing a little bit from the line, so when I delete the line itself, it will not be kind of, here we'll need to move the rule, but we can at least do that in some patterns. Okay, now let's turn the rule and on the other one again a little bit over that, so when we cut it still stays with the format that we want. Perfect. Oops, I can come here, delete this, erase this, and now on the horizontal lines that we have, so now it's deleted here and is deleted here. Okay, so we have a kind of manas shape that it's interlacing with itself. I really like the idea. So now let's put Soilo here. Okay, so Soilo will come in the following way. I'll do a little bit smaller so when it passes, let's thinking what I can do here. So we'll tie together the lines for now. So it's came from here. At some point we want to go it from here. Okay, so now let's go to another layer. And as we have this line from let me just, as I said yesterday and all these, there is some strange thing on this tool, that when you are trying to use a line that it's on the vertical, it's better than the horizontal. I don't know why. So now we are trying to remove here a little bit from the line, so there is no trying to remove the leftover. It's interesting that we'll have to cut a little. Let me just redo this. Oops. Let me just redo this line here, because there is one thing that I realize I want this line to be the most, yeah. So why I'm trying to do this line here is because I want this line to be the, the part where the line is tying together. I want that to be most possible on the vertices here that we have. So now we clean here a little bit. You can see that it's passing a little bit, but we'll kind of remove that later, so no problem at all. You'll see that in a few seconds how we'll be doing that. Now let's remove from here. It's on another layer. Yeah, it is. So from here and from here, and we can remove it here, and we can remove it here. Okay, and now to make that even better, we'll come from this guy here and remove these small points that were here. Perfect. So now we have here the basic thing. Now we'll just start to interlace them to give us the impression that we want. So let's see. First of all, we'll pass Suilo here on the top. So if I want, so now let me just remove the image on the background that we are creating so we have an idea. So basically Suilo is going on the top. So here we just go for here and we'll remove from here, and that will give us the impression that Suilo is on the top. If here is passing on the top, here it will pass on the bottom. So we go for the bottom here. Of course, that there is one interesting point, that here you can see that we have a very interesting thing here to think, because here if I try to do that passing over, it will still be good. Let's try. Yeah, I think that will become interesting. Maybe not. Let me just rethink this thing here, because this junction here, it's a little bit complicated. So instead of trying to fix the junction, it's easier if we pass that behind the manas. So let's do that, because that means that we will have a better thing to do. So at this point here, it's passing behind, and here also on the other layer, it's passing behind. Okay, so this point here passes behind, and then this point here, it passes over. So it will give this impression that the Suilo is passing behind there, but it's passing over here. Here at this point, we want it to pass over again. And another thing that we'll be doing probably here is just to cut a little bit, some small line here, so we have a small separation over the suelo that we have here. So just a small separation. Probably we'll do another one on the top too, but I just want to start with this one so we start to see the thing get shape here. Okay, and here it will pass behind again. And it's kind of interesting to look here, because at this point, if you look, what happens is that one leg, let me put this way, is basically from the other. So it's the manas and the soil are really tied together at some perspectives. So you can see that, for example, here we are starting to see this happening, but not here. So we'll start to do that too. So we know, for example, that here we want it to pass over. So we are passing here over like we did on the other one. We have here the junction between the manas, the legs of the manas in one and another. We'll not look to that right now. We'll first look to this other side here. And what I'll do is that I'll do the same thing that I did on the other side. So we'll pass Subilu here on the bottom. So we do it here and here. And same thing inside. Okay, and here. But again, like we did on the other side, here we'll pass it over on the top. So we cut a little bit from here and from here. Oops, here. So we have the kind of impression that we want to take for that. And just to make things even more interesting, we could do something here. And let me just look to that, how we can do that. We'll do that. So one thing that I'll do is that I'll cut a little bit here, the small piece on the suelo, so it has the impression that it's, it kind of mixes together with the manas and give the manas a little bit more thin, but you're still able to see the idea of the suelo going behind that. So it's kind of an interesting shape. So the only problem that I see on this bind right now, although I really like it, is that Soilo at some perspective seems a little bit... we don't see Soilo so much right now because of what I did right now. So what we could do to still give Soilo this... Oh, I really hate when this tool does that. What we can do here is that we can do the opposite. So I can try to make part of the manas go behind the suelo. Yeah, and you still have the feeling of the manas because it's a bigger one, but then you are not hiding the suelo. The suelo is still there. And to make it even better, if you want, what we can do is that we can just, like we did there, we'll separate a little bit here on the middle. So I cut it here, and I cut it here, and we cut it here, and yeah, I really think that we have what we want for today. It's quite of, yeah, really like it. There are, of course, some small things that I don't like it, like for example here, we deleted a little bit more than what we should. Of course, that I could try to go there and try to reduce here this. Wait, I'm not drawing. Okay, now I am. Okay, yeah, we fixed that. So there is some small dirty here. I don't know from where it's coming, but there is a small dirty here. We'll find that at some point and delete it. Yeah, I found it. And there is a small one for here too, most probably on this layer. Yep. Okay, so now we have our bindrune done. Again, we could try to do something on this intersection, but if we try to do something there, there's a big chance that it will become strange. So I'll leave it how it is right now and not worry about this intersection. But yeah, I really like the way that it is right now. So as always, we'll just put something on the background so it gives a kind of not so empty. Oops, no, there is something here. Leave it there. Let's create another one. And let's take something here. For this one, probably I'll do something different today. Don't know what yet. Let's try to do something a little bit crazier. This is interesting, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think that we have our today's bindrune. As I said, this is to get back to a routine of study and self-care. So I hope you like it. Again, if you like this kind of content, go over my Instagram account, Instagram the Rune Lord Sage, where I do daily bind runes, and every Wednesday I open the request box so you can ask your bind rune like this one. So hope you like it. See you next time, and thank you. Bye. Have a nice evening.